To start.
Now, systemic fluoride, normally the fluoride delivery methods, you look at the screen, it is very important. Now, there the fluoride can be given to anybody in two forms. One is topical fluoride, means the fluoride which is applied directly on the tooth surface. One second is systemic fluoride, in which fluoride will be ingested in the body. Through systemic route means through blood, it will reach to the teeth or to the heart tissue. So means there are two ways of fluoride delivery. One is topical fluoride, in which you will apply directly the fluoride on the teeth, and second is systemic fluoride, where the fluoride will reach to the teeth or bone through the blood. Now, if you see topical fluoride, again it is of two types: professionally applied and self-applied. This screen is very important because this will clear all the doubts related to the fluoride delivery methods. Now, if you see topical fluoride, professionally applied and self-applied. Now, there are some fluorides which are applied by dentists only, that are called professional because they contain higher fluoride concentration. Therefore, they are applied by professional, like neutral sodium fluoride, stannous fluoride, APS solution gel, varnishes. These all are professionally applied. Now, if you see self-applied, you use regularly toothpaste. The toothpaste contain sodium monofluorophosphate, which is 1000 ppm of fluoride. 1000 ppm of fluoride is present normally in all the toothpaste. Now, this is self-applied. There is no need for a dentist or a qualified person to apply that. Similarly, there are mouthwashes which contain fluoride, as well as fluoride gels are available. Now, if you see systemic fluoride, now systemic fluoride can be applied, can be done by water fluoridation, salt fluoridation, milk fluoridation, and fluoride tablets, drops, and lozenges. Now, if you see water fluoridation, now I had already explained in distribution and absorption that the most important source of fluoride in body is drinking water. Though fish and other cereals contain fluoride, but they are a very less quantity. So therefore, the major quantity which comes in blood is through water fluoridation. So now water fluoridation is very important. Therefore, we'll talk today in systemic fluoride only about water fluoridation. So you may get long question also on water fluoridation and short note also sometimes. So we'll start with water fluoridation in systemic fluoride. Okay, now water fluoridation means what? We are adding fluoride in drinking water. You can read this first line definition. This is upward adjustment of concentration of fluoride ion in a public water supply in such a way that concentration of fluoride ion in water may be consistently maintained at 1 ppm to prevent the caries with minimum possibility of fluorosis. Now, this is very important. What we are doing, we are maintaining the fluoride level in drinking water in to an optimum level, which may be in between 0.7 to 1.2 ppm depending on the temperature of that area or of that locality. Okay. The adjustment of water supplied to fluoride content such that it reduces the caries to 60 to 70%. It has been said that water fluoridation reduces the caries to 60 to 70%. Now, there are various fluoride studies which are landmark, means which have clearly mentioned the outcome that it reduces the dental caries. These 5 names are very important. Now, this Grand Rapids Muskegon study, first, second is Newburgh Kingston study, third, Brentford Sarnia study, fourth, Evanston Oak Park study, fifth, Tal Kulenberg study. Actually, this study is, I had already told in history part, but I am repeating this again because this is very important, because this, whatever the study name is, based on the test city and control city. Now, if you see first study which was conducted on water fluoridation was Grand Rapids was a test city in USA, and Muskegon was a control study. Now, what they did, they added the sodium fluoride in the drinking water, in community drinking water. This is not a drinking water of any individual house or individual society. This is a drinking water for whole community. Okay, so in Grand Rapids whole city, they have added the sodium fluoride such that the fluoride concentration was to an optimum level. Then what happened in years, they started study in 1945, And by the year 1953, after almost 6.5 years, they concluded that in Grand Rapids, there was 50% reduction in the dental caries. What they did, when they started the study in 1945, initially they had taken all the data that how much DMFT index is there in Grand Rapids, how much DMFT index is there in Muskegon City. Now, after 6.5 years, what is the change in the DMFT index? So now they found that almost 50% reduction was there in the dental caries in the Grand Rapids. So this clearly says that the water fluoridation will reduce the incidence of the dental caries, which is the most worldwide disease seen. Okay, now second study also, Newburgh-Kingston study. This also had proven the same thing, but duration was 11 years. Brentford Sarnia study, 55% reduction was there in dental caries after 17 years of study. Evanston Oak Park study, 14 years, there was a 49% reduction in the caries. Now you see the duration, means they started in 1945 and they have completed their study in the year 1965. And they had clearly proven that if you maintain the fluoride concentration in optimum level in drinking water, it will going to reduce the incidence and prevalence of the dental caries. This was the basis of water fluoridation. Now these are the reasons for carrying out water fluoridation: demonstrate the karyostatic effect, second, to study the fluoride metabolism, and to prevent the threshold value of fluorosis, study technical and financial aspects. What was the conclusion from these studies? No difference in artificial and natural fluoridated water. Whether it is naturally fluoridated or artificially fluoridated, it will have same effect. Controlled addition of fluoride is technical problem is there, that is okay. The benefits of water fluoridation. What are the benefits? In children during the primary dentition, the fluoride will incorporate and this will reduce the chances of caries. And automatically when the caries is reduced, the malocclusion will also come down. And they found that malocclusion was reduced to 3 times because of the caries. The tooth become grossly carious and later on you have to extract. And once the extraction is done, then what will happen? The adjacent teeth will move in that place and it will lead to malocclusion because sometimes space maintenance they are not given or space loss will occur because of the class 2 caries also. Correct? So this will lead to malocclusion. And therefore, this automatically had reduced the malocclusion to 3 times. In adult also, the dental caries was reduced to 60%. Okay. Now, what were the effects on the tooth? Effects on different tooth sides, interproximal mandibular anterior, 80% reduction was there in caries. Initial caries lesion progression was also decreased. Now, this is very important that the water fluoridation means we are adding the fluoride in drinking water. Now, water consumption in different city will be different based on the temperature of that area. Now, there is one formula given by Galligan and Vermillion in 1957 in which how much fluoride has to be added in the drinking water is calculated by 0.34 by E. E is what? E is equal to minus 0.038 plus 0.0062 X. X is what? Temperature of that area. This will tell you the amount of fluoride to be added in community water. For example, if you are staying in Canada, now the temperature is near to 0, 1, 2, 3 around. And if you are living in the Kenya, the temperature will be 45, 50. The people who are living in the Kenya will drink 4-5 liters per day. Normal, there will be the consumption of water. While those who are living in Canada will drink 1 to 2 liters. Now, if you add same quantity of fluoride, the Kenya individual will get more fluoride, while the people who are living in Canada will get less fluoride. Therefore, the temperature is very important. Now, if therefore we have to add more water, means it will be in Canada the temperature is less. Therefore, you have to add around 1.2 ppm of fluoride. Now, in Kenya, the temperature is more, then you have to add around 0.7 to 0.8 ppm of fluoride. As I told you, it will depend totally on the temperature of that area, because consumption depends on the temperature of that region. Because we know that if there is a hot weather, then you will drink more water, and when there is a cold weather, then you will drink less water. Now these are the countries which have totally 100% applied the water fluoridation, like Hong Kong, Singapore. They have applied 100%. Their drinking water is fluoridated. But where are the some other countries like Ireland 70%, Puerto Rico 63%, USA 51%, New Zealand 50%, Great Britain 12%. There are the various countries which has used water fluoridation. Okay, but some other countries they have not used. Now, what are the various compounds used for water fluoridation? Fluorspar, that is Na3AlF6, sodium fluoride, that is NaF, silicofluoride, sodium silicofluoride, hydrofluosilicic acid, and ammonium silicofluoride. These are the various compounds which can be used to add the fluoride in drinking water. Correct? Now, there are various systems which can be used to incorporate the fluoride. It is not the mixing simple like how you mix a sugar in water. It is not like that easy. Correct? So there are various systems to add sodium fluoride or any fluoride compound in the drinking water in community. So these are the systems: saturator systems, dry feeder systems, solution feeder. There is no need to go in depth. Just I will show you various systems photo. This is saturator system. This is dry feeder system. This is solution feeder system. This is Venturi fluoridator system. This is saturation suspension cone. And these are the various systems how fluoride is added in community water and drinking water supply. Now, what are the practical aspects of water fluoridation? Now, municipal water supply means there should be central source of water supply. It should not be like that somebody is using well water, somebody is using hand pump water. So if the people are using different source of water, then there is no sense of water fluoridation. It should be central source, means everybody should use same source water. Okay, it should not be somebody using from river, hand pump, groundwater. Okay, there should not be any variation. Suitable equipment in treatment plant, supply of suitable fluoride chemicals should be assured. Maintenance of the system should be possible. Means it should not be that once you have installed and maintenance is not possible, then there is no sense. And sufficient money, because the one time cost is very much. If you want to apply fluoride in, for example, in Ahmedabad, the initial cost will be too much. And second thing, what you need a municipal water supply in whole Ahmedabad, okay, town. If everybody is using different source, then it is not possible. Or if you are doing also, then there will be no outcome. Correct? The initial installation will be more. And second thing is very important is they all should use a common source of water. Now, if you do think about the cost of water fluoridation, now this is 0.25 rupees per individual per year. And it will reduce the caries reduction by 50%. And if you think the cost of restoring tooth is only 40 rupees, then cost to benefit ratio is 1:160. Actually, this slide is just to show you how much important is water fluoridation. If anybody means if country goes for public water supply and go ahead with public water fluoridation, it will reduce the dental caries and it will reduce the burden of the society for the caries. And the economic, you can understand clearly, the cost is only 0.25 rupees per year. While if only one restoration also individual go, then minimum 800,000 rupees anybody will take, which is almost 200, 300 times. Okay. Now these are the legal aspects of the water fluoridation. That there are some people who says that fluoridation affects the health. Some says that the decision to implement rest is on public authorities. Public debates must have political repercussions, mandatory laws and permissive enabling legally. These all are not important. Now these are the requirement for introducing community water supply. The first is economic, second is common source of water should be there, third evidence that people do not use any other source. You should have requisites, equipment should be available, reliable source of fluoride should be available, trained workers should be there, and availability of money for maintenance, and there should be dental caries in that community. Means if there is low incidence or less incidence of dental caries, then there is no sense. There should be legislation authorizing community water fluoridation. Now, this was the water fluoridation of community. Now, what happened? Some people thought that it is not possible to apply fluoride in whole community. Why not go ahead with school water fluoridation? Because most of the time, the developing teeth, the, the individual will be in the school, because teeth will be developing from birth to up to the 8 to 10 years around. Correct? The crown will be formed by the age of 8 to 10 years of all the teeth from birth, from all primary as well as permanent. The students, those who will go for school, they will get automatically fluoride if you go ahead with school water fluoridation, and automatically the teeth will be strong. So this was the second option where community water fluoridation was not possible. This is school water fluoridation. This is upward adjustment of fluoride level in drinking water in school water. Okay. Now, in this, you have to see that the water fluoride, what we are adding is 4 times that what we are adding in the community water fluoride. The reason is the individual will stay for during school for only 6 to 7 hours, which is almost 1/3 of the day. Okay, in that also he will get only half an hour of break. Correct? So the amount of water consumption during that school visit or school day will be very less. Therefore, they had added 4.5 to 6.3 ppm of fluoride. Correct? Now, after a 12 years study by Heflef, there was 47% reduction was seen in the dental caries. Now, these are the various other studies like Pike Country and Kentucky place. In 1958, 12 years duration study was done, and there was a 33% reduction was seen in the dental caries. Similarly, LK Lake and Peninsula, Virgin Island, in this all there was a reduction in the dental caries was seen. So now you can clearly see the outcome is that whenever you add a fluoride in school drinking water, it has to be added 4 times to the normal drinking water. Correct? And it is clearly seen that there was reduction in the dental caries when you add fluoride in the drinking water of the school. Now, these are the various studies which have seen some other reason that is not important. Now, this you can see there are various countries with excess fluoride in drinking water. You can see whole China, India, Australia, even in African continent, there are some countries like Egypt, even in North America and South America. In North America, you can see Mexico, and in South America, Argentina. These all are affected with excess fluoride. This actually, we are talking about fluoride status in India now. You can see out of 15, this we will talk, okay, this is out of 15, out of 32, 31, 30 states, they are endemic, means they contain high fluoride, especially Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Rajasthan. 70 to 100% districts are affected. Okay. Now, if you see Bihar, Punjab, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, and some parts of Delhi have 40 to 70% districts are affected. While Uttaranchal, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Assam, Kerala, Odisha, West Bengal, Jammu Kashmir, they have 10 to 40% district affected. Now, there are some places which have very high level of fluoride. For example, now Rajouri in Bihar have 8 ppm. Nalgonda in Andhra Pradesh 10 to 12 ppm. Now, actually, this basically what we want to tell you that in India there is excess fluoride in most of the district. So what we need now, we have to remove the fluoride. We cannot do water fluoridation in our country. Correct? What we have to do? We have to remove the fluoride. That we will talk in next class. It is water defluoridation. Janak?